We are back on the halftime report. Barclays initiating coverage on the medical technology sector today with a very positive view. One top pick, Abbott Labs. Barclays giving that stock an overweight rating, an $80 price target. We've made it our call of the day. Stocks on the move today. Stephanie Lee.
Well, I've owned it for a long time, and I sold it, but I was taking profits. It's up 23% year to year, and it's trading at 23 times forward. That said, I think there's a lot of synergies between the St. Jude medical acquisition that are just going to start to take hold. I put the money into Zimmer, which is underweight rated by this firm.
Oh, yeah. What do you make of that call?
Well, I think it's just, I agree that it's going to take time to turn it around. But, you know, they said this about Baxter 3 years ago, and Baxter's been one of the best med tech companies. It's a slow grind higher. And I think this new management team at Zimmer has a lot of optionality. And I think that they're going to make some asset sales. I think they're going to fix the base business. They're already in the process. This CEO is very well regarded. So I just find more value in Zimmer. I'm not saying I don't like Abbott. I just think it's run its course, and I made good money.
It's interesting, though. They go overweight on Abbott. Mm-hmm. You got out. Don't love it here. Zimmer, they go sell, you go in.
Yeah, well, you buy low, sell high.
Zig when they zag.
You buy high, you sell higher.
That's a strategy too. That certainly has worked in this market.
And I believe, I still think Abbott Labs is the place to be. It was one of the 5 names when we gave our portfolios a couple of weeks ago that I talked about. It's been a strong performer for me so far in 2018. I like the emerging market story. I like the pediatric nutrition business, both in Latin America and Greater China. I like what we're seeing as it relates to investments in India. So I believe in the emerging consumer. I believe that they're going to want that type of healthcare, and this is as good of a diversified healthcare company as you're going to find in the medical devices space. Just real quick, PKI. It's a name I talk about quite a bit. Yep, we got out of it in the mid-90s and trading around that position, fell back into the mid-80s, back in it again today. I think that's a great quality name.
Yeah, stock's up 3.5%. What about the other calls they make? Medtronic, overweight?
Medtronic and Boston Scientific, 2 other great companies that have outperformed. And you remember when any medical device company was like thrown out, baby with the bathwater? These are 2 of the best. I agree with you on Zimmer, Steph, but these are 2 others that I think should always be in the conversation.
You do know there's speculation that Johnson & Johnson will buy Boston Scientific next year, so that might be one of the other reasons for it.
You mentioned it. How about J&J, Steph, today?
I mean, it was a great quarter. It really was.
Stock's up almost 2.
Yeah, I mean, the pharmaceutical business, we expected it to be strong. 8% organic is great. The consumer business was a big surprise. It's a very small piece of their business, though. So what you really want to see at J&J is them to fix this med tech business, and that's why there's speculation that this company is going to make an acquisition. I do not think they're going to do it near term, but there's a lot of synergies if they were to buy either Edwards or Boston Sci.
Got anybody on Stryker? They're overweight at 198.
I would agree with that.
That's a 15% move from. That's the same shop made the call.
Yeah, I would agree.
Barclays.
I would agree with that as well. And I just think when you look at healthcare and the performance year to date, I think it's probably the leading sector. And I just think from a quality standpoint, when you're looking at sustainable earnings, this is definitely a sector that where we are in the cycle, you want to have exposure to. And I don't think investors are nearly as exposed as they should be.
You know, I know I'm being quiet. It's because I've missed this part of the healthcare cycle, the device manufacturers. There was a lot of turmoil.
Buck up, camper.
Well, look, I'm taking it on the chin here.
You can buy Zimmer. Zimmer hasn't moved yet.
I'm not sulking at all. What I'm saying is, you look at this uptrend, and it's fabulous. It probably continues, but where I see the uptrend in a much earlier stage that I think will go much further is all across the pharma biotech space. I don't care if it's big cap, Pfizer, Merck, smaller names like Allergan, Celgene. That's where this uptrend that you've seen in in medical devices over the last 2 years, we're about 3-4 months into that upcycle for those guys.